What's up everyone, it is Mr. M and I am back with a response-like video to a fellow YouTuber by the name of Vinylspin. He did a video recently where he talked about some of his favorite Gatefold records in his collection. And Gatefolds are something that's pretty cool, but a lot of people don't actually talk about like the artwork in it. So yeah, I'm making a response video to that. I got like 8 or 9 records here that I'm going to show. And Vinylspin, he doesn't talk about metal very much, which I know that's what a lot of you come to my channel for. However, he still talks about a lot of great stuff. You know, I primarily talk about metal, but that doesn't mean that I don't listen to other genres. You know, he talks about all sorts of stuff across all sorts of genres. And so his channel, more specifically his original video of his favorite Gatefolds, are going to be linked up in the description below. Hopefully you like it. Like I said, I think he's a great YouTuber. I love the stuff that he's been putting out recently. So hopefully you guys like it and will subscribe to him. And yeah, like I said, I got 8 or 9 records here. And first off, I'm going to show something that we don't see very much. This is Undergang with Den Dabalite Grav. Probably not how it's pronounced, but I'm not Danish. And this is a Gatefold 7-inch. And all the artwork on this, and I'm pretty sure all the artwork done by, on all of the Undergang stuff, is by David Mikkelsen, who does guitars and vocals in Undergang. He's also in Frontalith and Hyperdontia as well. But yeah, there's loads of skeletons down there, and then the top here is actually an alternate logo with guts and bones and a hatchet as well. Now that's our usual logo that they use. This is probably my least favorite Gatefold out of all of the records I'm going to show, but I'm showing it because, as I said, we don't really see 7-inch Gatefolds all that much. Usually when 7 inches are done, the packaging is very minimalist. You don't really see a whole lot with it. Next up, Green Day, Greatest Hits, God's Favorite Band. Also my favorite band. This came out in 2017, and the Gatefold here is just a collage of photos from their entire career from 1992, when their second album Kerplunk came out, all the way up till 2016 with their most recent record Revolution Radio. And you got that picture there off of Revolution Radio, their most recent stuff. And then you got this one here off of 21st Century Breakdown. I believe this one is from Insomniac up here. Might be Dookie. You got some Nimrod era stuff right here. And then down on this side, you have the Drunk Bunny, which before Green Day comes on, they play Blitzkrieg Bop by the Ramones. And that's when the Drunk Bunny comes out and he hypes everybody up. Then on this side, you got a picture from their club days. And then there's a bunch of pictures from the Milton Keynes performance in 2005, which ended up leading to the release of their live album Bullet in a Bible. I think that's actually the most pictures from one certain era that you see. Because yeah, like I said, there's pictures from every era of Green Day. And a lot of people who are fans of Green Day can pick out exactly when those pictures were, just based by how the band looked. Next up, we return to some death metal. Outer Heaven, Realms of Eternal Decay. It's my favorite album that came out last year. And the Gatefold, it's a single LP, but the Gatefold allows it to have more artwork, which is right here, and then they do the lyrics here so that they don't need an inner sheet or printed on their sleeves. And originally, I thought that artwork was done by Mark Riddick, because that seems like his style. But it was actually done by someone by the name of Lucas Court. And it actually differs from the album cover. The album cover was done by Matthew Sticker. I don't know what other artwork either of those guys have done. But I guess once I realized that this wasn't Mark Riddick, it kind of made sense, because Mark Riddick's artwork is a bit more harsher, if that makes sense. I'm sure it doesn't, but it makes sense to me. And I do like that with single records sometimes. You know, I think I've got a couple more records to show. I got one more record to show off in this video. That's a single LP with Gatefold. But I think they do that to allow for this alternate or more artwork on the inside. And then something that I just forgot about for a second, which is actually going to be on the next record that I show as well. Them doing a gatefold allows it to fold out to be one cohesive piece of artwork from the front to the back cover, which I think is also pretty cool. You know, instead of having two pieces of artwork or just making it so the artwork kind of abruptly ends, and then you have to, you know, you have the spine and then it goes to the second one. You know, I like that more. And like I said, that's how it's going to be with this next record that I'm going to show. This is Dreadnought with Emergence. This just came out this past Friday, and I'm actually going to talk about it in a future collection update. Unlike the Realms of Eternal Decay, this one actually folds out to have one piece of art that goes across both sides. But on the back side, same thing, it's just one piece of art from front to back, which I absolutely love. Dreadnought's from Denver, and if you've watched this channel long enough, you know that I love and will support the hell out of the local scene. And as I said, this is going to be talked about a bit more in a future collection update, which is also why I didn't show the vinyl, because the vinyl on that is incredible. So yeah, stick around for that. Hopefully it'll be in the next week, but I'm not consistent, so you never know. And this next one, My Chemical Romance, The Black Parade is Dead. This is a live album. This was the first pressing on vinyl. It was a 2019 Record Store Day release. I actually just showed this in a couple videos ago where I talked about it. But for a lot of people who are a fan of My Chemical Romance, this picture here was absolutely iconic. I believe this was taken either during the song Cancer or when he was about to talk to the crowd. It pretty much only takes up the one side of the gatefold, and then the other side is virtually entirely black, save for some stuff down here. But still, the fact remains, for a lot of people who are a fan of My Chemical Romance, specifically when this first came out in 2007 or 8, that was a picture that people absolutely loved. And next up is a band that was heavily inspired by My Chemical Romance. This is Palais Royale with Boom Boom Room Side A. And their drummer, Emerson Barrett, does all this artwork in the middle. He does some very intricate stuff. Some of it's political, but not in the wrong ways. It's not attacking either side of the political spectrum. It's also very like old school. He takes a lot of influence from like 16th century to 18th century Gothic artwork, more specifically towards the latter, because that's when the Gothic type stuff really kind of started to, it was more prominent then than it was in the beginning of it. But he also does this artwork in the back here, which I believe is just an upwards continuation of the stuff that's in here. So like this stuff here would be at the bottom where all the guys are sitting in front of, and then it just keeps going up. And then at the top it's actually mirrored too, which I think is pretty cool. Aside from being an incredible drummer, that dude's just an extremely talented artist. And then these next two are by, the last two I should say, are by the same band. This is Iron Maiden, and this one is Empire of the Clouds. This was a 2016 Record Store Day release, limited to 6,000 copies on the picture disc. And the song was based off of an airship disaster. An airship blew up at the beginning of the 1900s, and they decided to write a song about that. And the side B is actually the story behind it, with their drummer Nico McBrain and their singer Bruce Dickinson. And the gatefold of it is news articles of what happened after it was released. You can see all the pictures and stuff from the rubble, and then on this side is where more of the news articles are. And it's a pretty good read, a pretty good listen too on the B side. It's been a while since I've listened to it, so I honestly can't remember much of it, but it's still incredible. There's Empire of the Clouds is Empire of the Clouds is an 18-minute song. It's the longest song that Iron Maiden has ever done in their career, and it just flies by so quickly because they do it so well. And then the final album that I'm going to show is actually the album of which Empire of the Clouds came from. This is The Book of Souls. Came out in 2015. As of this video recording, this is their most recent studio album. And the album itself is a triple LP, so this is a trifold. And they were heavily influenced by Mayan and Aztec culture, as you can see. In this one here, they got like a corpse that was sacrificed, that's nailed up to or roped up to a stone tower. In the middle there, you got Eddie, and then all 6 members of Iron Maiden carved into stone. And on this side, you've got a continuation of the album cover, basically. Instead of it just being Eddie's head and the top of his torso, you've got his full body. You know, he ripped out someone's heart. He's got the knife right there. This being a triple LP obviously allowed for there to be a lot more artwork, and you can tell too, like it continually flows between all 3 parts of the jacket here, and it was just an absolute incredible album. And the artwork that they did inside kind of makes me wish they did more on the album cover instead of just having him be on a black background. But I guess that kind of made some people think that the inside wouldn't be as vibrant as it is, because the colors too, the way the orange and then the blue from the jungle and the sky is mixed together, it flows perfectly together. And it's a visually appealing record to look at as you're listening to the record, which I think is pretty good, because part of the reason why Gatefolds are done is to have that extra artwork for you to look at. And that is going to conclude this video. If any of you want to do something like this, go right ahead. I personally just say give credit to Golden Vinylspin first, because he's the one who had the idea. Don't credit me. If you want to mention me, cool, but make sure you mention Golden Vinylspin as well, because without him I probably wouldn't have had this idea. So thank you for watching. Like I said, link to Golden Vinylspin will be down below. Hopefully you guys enjoy him. Thanks for watching, thanks for commenting, subscribing, and I will see you in the next video.